and welcome back to the show. Of course, joining me this morning on the show is Jason Woolley, the coach of the Winchelsea Netball show, but the Winchelsea side. But before we go to Jason, as you can see, Christy's down here being very quiet. She's been a very good girl today, not sort of talking too much. And for those people out there who are wondering, there are 3 dolls in the range. Of course, this is formal Christy right here. And you know, she's pretty collectible. It's not hard to get. The next one, of course, is Party Christy. Now, Party Christy's probably the hardest doll to find because it's been that long since Werribee A grade have won a grand final that no one can remember what Party Christy looks like. So that's a pretty hard one to get. And of course, the last doll in the range is Bikini Christy. And hello, Bikini Christy. Well, you know, we won't go any more on that. Jason, good morning.
Morning.
Jason, you wanting to order any dolls or anything like that? Or
No, I'll let you hang on to your doll collection and that'll do me.
all right, mate, that's fine. Just thought I'd ask anyway. How's Winch travelling at the moment?
Not too bad. We've lost our first game of the season to Bellpost, which was a little bit disappointing, but since then we've continued on with a win, so hopefully we can keep building on that today and for the rest of the season. Right.
And of course, this year, I thought you had a reasonably strong team last year, but you've actually, I think, on paper, are even stronger this year than what you were last year.
Potentially. We had a couple of losses, such as Lauren Houghton moving to Queensland, so we had to look to fill those gaps. As you know, in last year's final series, Belinda Todd did her knee, still needs a reco, so she's sitting with her pregnancy as well. She decided to play B grade this year. Bronnie Walker, who was in A grades, moved down to B grade as well. So we have gone and filled a couple of gaps. And yeah, we've gone for a bit more depth, probably a little bit more physical side to the game. I thought one thing that we struggled with a little bit against teams like Thompson last year was, you know, the physicality of Sonia and some of the other girls. So hopefully we can rectify that to go with the skills that some of the girls have got.
Of course, we played, East Geelong played you guys round 2,
yep.
And you guys came away with an 8-goal win that day. And you're talking about filling gaps. Well, your goalkeeper, Peter Fay, I think she probably filled 2 gaps. That girl is a monster of a girl. And I tell you what, really hard shooting against her. And I hear that she is also leading the championship division or championship league in Melbourne in the best and fairest vote count.
Yeah, she's having a fantastic year. She's put in a hard pre-season down at Hume to keep her momentum going. She's been happy to come down and play some games with Winchelsea, which is really good. The extra game, I think, does her well. Some girls just benefit from playing more often rather than playing Wednesday, training Sunday, and that being it. So if we can build on that, that's great. And to have her on board is, as you know, really fantastic for us.
Absolutely. What about Renee Pilkington? I remember last year she suffered from some foot injury or some foot worries.
Yeah, it's a plantar fascia injury, or however you pronounce it. Yep. One of the girls that would have probably been a leading candidate for us to play in the interleague game, she's out for, it's more of a rest injury, so let's start it at a month, and I'm sure she'll tell me it's less, but we're aiming for at least not letting her play for a month. Now, I can't speak for her Melbourne side Blaze, but hopefully she'll play. Yeah, Renee.
Okay, yeah, for a month.
Yep.
Okay, you also said you had some other sort of long-term injuries at the moment, girls you needed to rest for the next month or so?
Yeah, from playing the extra game, Peter Fay is probably a little bit too much, so we need to balance that workload for her.
Yep.
As well as, who am I missing? Grace, I think, is the other one who'll probably go missing for a couple of weeks just with injury. So she may come up this week, but she's a week-to-week proposition for us at the moment, just with the extra workload, because she's taken on some other training with some of the junior development sides and things like that. So,
and look, both of those girls, Grace and Peter, probably, you know, topping the tape measure at about 6'4", 6'5". You've got some big girls there, mate. Well, each end of the court, you've got the court covered, and I mean, you can't forget about Julia Knott. Julia Knott, you know, 6 foot and was running through goal attack and running down the centre court there. Not a bad side. Next time we play against you guys, maybe you can tell some of the girls that got injuries and not play at all. That'd be
I'll work on that.
That'd be great. Yeah, I don't mind that at all. Flick, you want to ask Jason anything?
Yeah, sure. Are you happy where you're at on the ladder at the moment? And going forward from now, do you think you'll be playing for percentage points and keeping your position?
I think we're sitting at 4th on the table at the moment, so am I happy? Yes and no. Obviously, any time you're in a competition, you want to be on top. I think we're, apart from Werribee, who are the only undefeated side, we're in the same sort of bracket as a few of the others. So it's important for us to keep winning. In terms of percentage, we probably don't smash sides as much as some of the others do. I know Bellpost have really made a conscious effort to probably go after a bit of percentage, whereas hopefully, because we're a bit low, if we can just keep racking up the wins, percentage might not become such a factor. But I think it's important for us to concentrate a little bit more for 4 quarters than just let wins happen.
You were sitting at about this position last year going into finals too, so you've got some idea of what. Yeah,
in the last couple of years we've probably been, I don't know, a little slack in chasing hard a top 2 spot. I think it's quite important to chase a top 2 spot. We finished 4th, I think, last year, and it'd probably be nicer rather than having to go the long way around. If you can win one of those first 2 games or that first game and get straight through the grand final, I think that does help. So hopefully we can put ourselves at least in a position to have a go at that, because we haven't in the past.
Of course, Jason, there's that theory where win the first game and go straight into the grand final, have a week's rest. Some coaches like that. Some coaches want to play week after week. They don't want the rest. Like I know Terry from Buppo still doesn't like the rest. You don't think anything like that, or? Well,
the last 2 years I've been of that theory. I didn't want the week's rest, but having lost 2 preliminary finals by 2 goals and 1 goal, I would rather have won and had the week's rest. So I don't know, ask me later in the season, I'll maybe give you a different answer.
Or swap with Terry, depending on where you're on the ladder.
Yeah, if he wants to give us the week's rest, we'll take it.
Now, Jason, you're down at Winch. You've got a bunch of, reasonably good-looking girls down there. Is there anything going on down there, mate, with you or any of the girls, or what's happening there, mate?
No, I just try and be their coach for the moment, I think.
Just be the coach for the moment?
Just off. I'll just stay as the coach.
I'll stay as the coach? You want to rephrase that, or?
Yeah, I'll just coach, that's it.
Just coach, that's it?
Yeah.
All right then, mate.
They're definitely out of my league.
You're out of your league?
Out of my league.
All right. Well, do you mind if I... Oh, no, it's only joking, it's all right. All right. All right, look, we'll go for a quick break and we'll come back and review this week's coming games. And boy, we've got some big games coming up. Be back in a minute.